Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about top 5 Kentucky Derby horses. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. The Kentucky Derby is steeped in history and tradition. Southerners eagerly forward to the race all year, from signature hats to mint juleps and all in between. The inaugural Derby was held in 1875, when the Louisville Jockey Club sponsored the race. It's the country's oldest sports event, and the equine competitors are as legendary as the race itself. Who remembers the horses from the Kentucky Derby? What about the term Secretariat? Take a stroll down Derby Lane with us, as we look at the most renowned horses who have won the Run for the Roses. Number 5, Donerail. In 1913, this horse won the Derby despite being a long shot. At 91 to 1, it's the longest shot of any champion. Several horses took the lead during the race, but Donerail, and his jockey, Roscoe Goose, went ahead to win the Roses. Various horses held the lead in the 1913 Kentucky Derby, including 10 Point, Foundation, and Yankee Notions at one point. Donerail was kept at a safe distance from the leaders by Roscoe Goose. As the horses entered the stretch, 10 Point was still in front, but Donerail was closing closer on him. He was half a length ahead of 10 Point when he reached the wire. At the finish, Donerail was pulling away and set a new track record with a time of 2:04.4. In 1917, Donerail was retired and temporarily employed as a breeding stallion in Lexington, where he commanded a $50 stud fee. Hayes gave Donerail to the remount service in December 1917 to be used as a sire of cavalry horses. Donerail was gelded and sold to John E. Madden and resurfaced on the turf on May 27, 1918, in New York, when he was eased out of a mile-long race. Donerail won 10, placed 11, and showed in 10 of his 62 starts. The Canadian Sportsman's Handicap and the Hamilton Cup were two of his other major victories. His total earnings during his career were $15,156. Number 4, Secretariat. Secretariat was the most well-known of all the horses who have competed in the Kentucky Derby, winning in the 99th edition of the race in 1973. Secretariat is still well known because he won the Triple Crown, and still retains the Derby record with a time of 1 hour 59 minutes and 40 seconds. Secretariat still retains the Triple Crown Stakes records in all three races. Secretariat finished fourth in his initial race at the age of 2, but went on to win 7 of his next 8 races, including 5 stakes victories. During this time, his only defeat came in the Champagne Stakes, where he finished first but was disqualified and placed second due to interference. He won the Eclipse Award for Champion 2-year-old Colt, and was named Horse of the Year in 1972, an unusual accolade for such a young horse. Secretariat not only won the Triple Crown at the age of 3, but he also set speed records in all 3 races. His time in the Kentucky Derby is still the track record for 1+14 miles at Churchill Downs, while his time in the Belmont Stakes is the American record for 1+12 miles on dirt. In 2012, his contentious performance in the Preakness Stakes was acknowledged as a stakes record. Secretariat equaled the track record for 1 mile in the Gotham Stakes, set a world record for 1+18 miles in the Marlboro Cup, and demonstrated his versatility by winning 2 major stakes races on turf. He was defeated 3 times that year, in the Wood Memorial, Whitney, and Woodward Stakes, but his 9 victories cemented his status as an American legend. He was named Horse of the Year for the 2nd year in a row, as well as the Eclipse Awards for Champion 3-year-old Colt and Champion Turf Horse. Number 3, Seattle Slew. In 1977, Seattle Slew won the Derby, but he didn't stop there. This horse went on to become the 10th horse to win the Triple Crown. Seattle Slew was the first Triple Crown winner to be undefeated at the time. This horse's undefeated career is considered one of the most spectacular in racing history. At the 1975 Fasig-Tipton yearling auction, Seattle Slew was purchased for only $17,500, equivalent to $84,000 in 2020. Karen and Mickey Taylor and Jim and Sally Hill became his new owners, subsequently dubbed the Slew Crew. Karen Taylor, a former flight attendant, and her husband, Mickey Taylor, were horse owners since the early 1970s. They were residents of White Swan, Washington. Even though the planned budget was only $12,000, Jim Hill, a veterinarian, chose Seattle Slew at the sale. Karen Taylor persuaded her husband to go higher since she liked the colt's appearance. They named the colt after Seattle and the sloughs that loggers used to transport big logs in the past. Karen decided that the pronunciation of Slough, a slow-moving channel in the Pacific Northwest, would be too difficult for people to remember, so she changed the spelling to Slough. Glenn Rasmussen, the horse partnership's accountant, became a subsequent co-owner. Number 2, Affirmed. This horse was the 12th to win the Triple Crown, and he did so in 1978. Affirmed is known for his Triple Crown victory as well as an infamous neck-and-neck fight with Aladar, a horse he raced 10 times. After Affirmed, the next Triple Crown winner was American Pharoah in 2015, after a 37-year drought. That chasm was unprecedented. Another record was broken when Affirmed won the Triple Crown the year after Seattle Slough, as it was the first time the Triple Crown had been won in consecutive years. Over the course of his career, Affirmed won 14 Grade 1 stakes races and was a champion in each of the 3 years he ran. After winning the Hollywood Juvenile Championship, Sanford, Hopeful, Belmont Futurity, and Laurel Futurity at the age of 2 in 1977, he was declared the champion 2-year-old. For winning the Triple Crown and other big stakes races such as the Santa Anita Derby, Hollywood Derby, and Jim Dandy Stakes at the age of 3, he was dubbed Horse of the Year. He was named Horse of the Year for the second time at the age of 4, after winning his final 7 races, all but one of which were Grade 1 stakes events. In 1980, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. He was ranked 12th on Blood Horse magazine's list of the top 100 U.S. racehorses of the 20th century. Number 1, Spectacular Bid. During its 1978 2-year-old season, this horse was a champion, and it also won the 1979 Kentucky Derby, a race for 3-year-old horses. Ronnie Franklin, the jockey for Spectacular Bid, won the event on his Kentucky Derby debut. The Champagne Stakes and the Laurel Futurity were won by Spectacular Bid, the leading American 2-year-old of 1978. He won the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness Stakes as a 3-year-old, giving him a total of 12 victories. Spectacular Bid then attempted to win the Triple Crown for the 3rd time in a succession, but he finished 3rd in the Belmont Stakes after injuring his foot prior to the race. He bounced back to win the Marlboro Cup and cement his reputation as the best American colt of his generation. Spectacular Bid was voted American Horse of the Year in 1980, as a 4-year-old after being unbeaten in 9 races. He set multiple track records during his career, including the world record for 1¼ mile on dirt. What do you think about this video? If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.